Fife Flyers TV, sponsored by the Bay Hotel, Fife's premier wedding venue.
Todd, what's your reflections on that win tonight?
Well, I guess I'd like to start by thanking that club for coming over. Two really nice guys on that bench, top class, came over and certainly thanked us for the experience. And I mean, it's nice to see a different team and a different league come into this building. Just gives people out there an idea of the different caliber around the leagues out there. So obviously that was great. Tonight's performance, a little lackluster in my opinion. I think that probably the worst thing could have happened was getting those 3 quick goals within 6 minutes. I know that, and they weren't particularly great shifts. They were just good individual efforts. And then what that does mentally to a team, you just saw the psyche change. And it was another case that after that, I think their goaltender settled and made a couple great saves. We were possibly trying too much. Everybody wants to get on the scoreboard there. And then you seen we settled it. And I asked the guys to get back into doing the simple things that are certainly going to make us successful this year. And you saw how we came out at the start of that third period and looked really good and really dangerous. And then when it didn't work, and we saw that we had an incredible amount of time on the puck still, bad habits creeped in. And unfortunately, Doogie was a little busier than I would have liked to have been. But we have a lot of guys on this team that have been in this league. They know what it's going to take to do well and be consistent. And this game is definitely at a number of paces lower than what we're going to face next weekend. On the fortunate side of that, I would say that we're going to have Rick coming in tomorrow morning. Hopefully Kyle Fulmer by the end of the week. But also, all these guys will get to skate a full week. We'll be able to go in depth in the systems instead of just drawing it on the board for the 3 or 4 guys who hadn't even skated with us yet. So, I think that everybody's well aware out there we are not going to be lacking offense this year, but the success of this team is going to come from solid defensive zone and commitment to that. And their offense will take care of itself.
And this weekend was a good chance for the new players to link up with each other and a time to get a lot of the British players to get some ice time as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you saw the lines getting jumbled around a bit. I think it's very, very important and crucial that we got maybe some of our Brits who don't always get a lot of ice time to play, to showcase themselves. I think it was great to see Chad Smith out there and working hard. Going for GB under 18s and a possible GB under 20. He needs to be developed to the next stage. Doogie, it was great to see him out there for 10 minutes. This was a big weekend to settle in Shane Owen, and I discussed it with him after that first period. And the main thing is to let him feel comfortable. But also, due to Doogie's development, he really needs to get out there and get some game time. There's one thing about stopping pucks all week in practice, but to get out there and get some solid game time and make some good saves, by the way. I think he was the busiest of the two tonight, and Doogie made some great stops. But, I kind of got long-winded there. To get back to your original question, absolutely. You can see that there is some chemistry there. Some great chances over the course of the weekend. They could have scored 10 more. But, credit to that young goalie. He was an 18-year-old goalie in there, and he made some great stops tonight. Else that score could have been a lot higher.
Phil Paquette missed both matches this weekend. How's he doing?
Well, we're going to know a lot more about that hopefully this week when he goes in and meets a consultant. My initial take on it is that it's not going to be a quick fix. So I'll actively be looking for some temporary replacement. And I've made it known to the directors that I don't want to start short. It also leads to other injuries because guys are overplaying, and it's going to be a very physical league this year. So I want to be up to full strength and get somebody in here who could cover. So hopefully we'll make a little bit of headway this week towards that, because that would be great. I mean, I know that this weekend was a great weekend for some guys to get out there and get some extra ice. But next weekend it's all business, and we're gonna keep an eye on those scores for the last couple games. Belfast and Braehead playing each other. Looks like both teams are firing pretty well. So next weekend will be a very good benchmark about where we're at, certainly in our division against Braehead, and as a league, with Belfast as well.
Yeah, just on that point, just what's your thoughts going into that Belfast game, and how confident are you of the team you've got just now from this weekend?
You go and look on the board in my office and you see the lineup drawn up. Very, very happy with the lineup. But, I mean, I'll have to reiterate here that, and we did in the dressing room, that we're going to have to be a lot better and a lot sharper next weekend. But, I mean, look, let's be really realistic about this and know that we've kind of come in dribs and drabs this year. And that was due to some late signings and a few work permit issues. I would have loved to have them all in last Monday. I think that would have got us off to a greater start. And guys, really, you can tell at times we were drifting around a little bit and maybe not as sharp as we should have been. Maybe not closing down in our defensive zone as we have in the last couple of years. But a positive note is that we got a good week to work on that, and we will be better. We're going to be a good hockey club, but we need everybody committed to what we're trying to accomplish.
Just finally, your initial feelings about the chemistry in the team and in the dressing room as well. Obviously the experience that's there, the leaders that are there. Just how are they all gelling with each other?
I had a great opportunity just to speak to a few players in my office after the game, and I dressed them well. My initial reaction is this is one of the best bunches that we've had. We have a great mix of youth and experience. And it's huge for us. So if these guys are getting on in the room and they're happy and they're a happy bunch, that's when I'm going to get the best out of them. I've said that for the last couple of years now. And just really, really good individual people. And it looks like initially they shouldn't have a hard time gelling. And they're going to want to play for each other. Owen looks very steady back there. And, I'm looking forward to next weekend because I'd really, not only do we want to start the season off in the Challenge Cup here with a couple wins, I'd really like to see a benchmark of where we're at. And if we're happy with where we're at, that's great. If we need to make improvements, then we make improvements. But my initial thoughts on this group is that they're a good bunch, and I think people are going to be excited to watch our hockey in Fife again this year.
Cheers, Todd. Thank you.
Thank you.